Hello and welcome back to Foundations of Algebra, lesson 7.6. This is called Liars and Truth Tellers. So this is a specific type of logic puzzle that we're going to be looking at. Again, just like we did last time, I think these are kind of fun, but I'm going to be really honest with you. These sometimes make my head hurt because I just talk myself in circles around these problems sometimes. So please don't be frustrated. Um, Sometimes if you get stuck on one, moving on and coming back to it later will give you a clear head to think about. And talking about it out loud also is helpful. So let me introduce to you a new little creature. They're a little creature that's different than us because we as humans sometimes tell the truth and sometimes tell lies. But I want to introduce you to a little creature named a Bebo. Bebos are strange little creatures. They come from only two different types of families, the liars and the truth tellers. Now, here's what's interesting about them. The Bebos in the liars family always lie. They never tell the truth, even by accident. However, truth tellers are just the opposite. They always tell the truth, no matter what. The tricky thing is, just by looking at them, you can't tell which family they're from. You have to ask them questions. And the types of questions we ask are really important because they determine whether we'll get good information or not. So, the first way I want to introduce them is I want to ask the question, are you a liar? And so this first little Bebo here says nope, and the second little Bebo says no way. And so I want to think, is this a good question that's going to tell me whether they are telling the truth or whether they are liars? So I want you to think every time you hear a question, I want you to think, how would a truth teller answer that question? And how would a liar answer that question? And by determining those, oftentimes we can tell what kind of Bebo this is. So, are you a liar? What would a truth teller say to the question, are you a liar? A truth teller would answer that question by saying no, because they are not a liar. A liar would answer that question also by saying no, because they do lie. So, in this case, is this a good question that would help us determine whether they are truth tellers or liars? I don't know. Each of these Bebos would answer the question in the same way, and so that does not determine whether they are truth tellers or liars. So let's move on to question number 1 in your workbook. It says a Bebo would never say this statement, I'm lying right now. Let's think about why. Would a truth teller be able to say, I'm lying right now? A truth teller could never make that statement because a truth teller never lies. Now let's talk about a liar. Could a liar ever make the statement, I'm lying right now? Since a liar always lies, by saying I'm lying right now, they'd actually be telling the truth, which is against their nature. And so therefore, a liar would never be able to make that statement. So this is a statement that's impossible for a Bebo to make. So let's move ahead and look at some questions and see if we can figure out whether these Bebos are truth tellers or liars based on their questions and their statements. So this first one says, you are from the liar family. And the second one says, we are from different families. So let's think about it first. If the first Bebo is a truth teller, then when he says you are from the liar family, that means this Bebo would have to be a liar. So I'm going to start by saying if this first one were a truth teller, so if he's a truth teller, then our second Bebo over here must be a liar. So if the second one is a liar, then his statement would be the truth. We are from different families. And can a liar tell the truth? No. Therefore, that tells me that the first one must be a liar. The first Bebo must be a liar. And if he is a liar and says you are from the liar family, that means our second Bebo over here is a truth teller. And if he's a truth teller, then his statement, we are from different families, is absolutely the truth because one is a liar and one is a truth teller. Again, I'm telling you, sometimes these make my head hurt thinking about them, but think through them. Take some time if you need to, and think through that before you move on. Okay, the next one, B. It says, which family is each Bebo from? Explain your reasoning. So the question that somebody asked is, are you from the same family? The first Bebo says nope. The second Bebo says yes. Based on the fact that they gave two different answers, I know they must be from two different families because if they were both liars or if they were both truth tellers, they would both give the same answer. So now I need to think, how would a truth teller answer this question? And how would a liar answer this question? So if we know they're from two separate families, a truth teller would say the answer is no, we are not from the same family. A liar would answer this by saying, yes, we are from the same family, because that would be the lie. So therefore, because a truth teller would say no, and a liar would say yes, I can now be assured that the first Bebo is a truth teller and the second Bebo is a liar. Finally, which family is each Bebo from? Same question. Explain your reasoning. The first Bebo says we are both truth tellers, and the second Bebo says you are lying. Well, again, we know they're from two separate families because they can't both be telling the truth. So we need to think through our if-thens. If the first Bebo is a truth teller, saying we are both truth tellers, then the second one would also have to be a truth teller. And if that truth teller is saying you're lying, that means the first one is a liar, not a truth teller. Therefore, the first one must not be a truth teller. So I'm going to start by saying the first one must be a liar. So now, if we know he is a liar and he says we're both truth tellers, now we can come over here to the second one. If we know the first Bebo is a liar, then we know the second Bebo statement is the truth. You are lying. Therefore, the second Bebo must be the truth teller. Guys, as you go through your statements, again, some of these hurt your head, my head, and so just think through them. You're going to be asked whether questions are good questions or not. So to do that, you're going to think about, how would a truth teller answer this question? How would a liar answer this question? And then determine whether it's a good question because they would answer differently, or it's a bad question because they would answer the same, and then that would not be helpful to you determining them. Some of these questions seem like they have nothing to do with anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad question. So think about, how would each type of Bebo answer the question to determine if they are good questions, helpful questions, or not. Guys, I hope you have fun with this, but if it is frustrating, again, talking out loud about these problems is always helpful. And so just send me a message on Google Hangouts or email, and I'd be happy to set up an appointment to chat with you about this. I hope you have fun and a good weekend. Just so you know, this does conclude our workbook. So next week, we'll spend a day on Tuesday reviewing, and on a Thursday, we'll be taking a test over this unit. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you, I hope, soon. Bye.